lot of times we'll learn a guitar method. We'll learn a specific metal guitar method like pinch harmonics, for example, but we don't know how to integrate that into an actual riff or a song. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 riffs to play that's going to integrate pinch harmonics in each one in a different place. But if you're brand new at pinch harmonics, what I would encourage you to do is just watch this video up here. I'll put it up here. That's kind of like a beginner's lesson for pinch harmonics. So watch that, then come back and watch this one. Also, hang around till the end of the video because I've got some really good and juicy stuff I want to share with you in regards to pinch harmonics. All right, let's start the lessons. All right, let's break that riff down, but first things first, yeah, I know the coffee mug does not go on your amplifier. Anyway, do as I say, not as I do, and hey, those are actually lyrics in one of my favorite Metallica songs. It's off the Justice for All album. Tell me what song that is in the comments. All right, let's break down this riff. And this is a really basic riff here. The pinch harmonic that I'm getting is on the 3rd fret of the E string. I'm in standard tuning, by the way. And this is just a really good note, in my opinion, to get those pinch harmonics. You know, there are certain notes throughout your fretboard where you're going to get better pinch harmonics than others. So this is just a good one to start with. So I'll show you the riff here. We'll break this down. But what I'm doing here, I'm on the E string. Again, we're in standard tuning. And I'm kind of chopping back and forth, palm muting back and forth a little between that open E and the 2nd fret. And then I'll move over to that 3rd fret, get my little pinch harmonic, and I'll basically repeat that pattern, which I don't like repeating patterns with pinch harmonics. And again, at the end of this lesson, I'll talk a little bit more why and where I like to use pinch harmonics and where I don't like to use them, okay? But we're duplicating it for the sake of this lesson, just so that you can get used to playing riffs with the pinch harmonics in there. But then I go to this chord progression after that. I think it's like an A, then a G, then a D, and then ending on that E. So we talked through it. Now I'm just going to play the riff real slow. Now I probably won't be able to hit the pinch harmonic on the slow riff here because, I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't work like that for me. Anyway, I'm going to play this really slow, and I'll play it at normal speed again before we go to the 2nd riff. I lied. I actually got some pretty good pinch harmonics playing it slow. I was really surprised by that. But one thing I want to point out here is you'll see I do a slight vibrato when I do my pinch harmonics as well. And that just kind of helps bring that pinch harmonic out a little bit more, in my opinion. And guys, if I missed a note or two, just understand that I'm really just writing these riffs on the fly for you guys. So don't worry so much about playing every single note that I played. Focus more on just kind of the concept of it and just playing that pinch harmonic, because the whole point of this video is to get you used to playing pinch harmonics, integrating those pinch harmonics in with actual riffs as opposed to just practicing pinch harmonics. So on that note, I'd really like to see you kind of mimic what I'm doing here, but make up your own. Like, you might find some cooler notes or chord progressions or whatever to implement there. So by all means, you know, take what I'm giving you as a template and then just kind of go with it, man. Make up your own pattern there and just integrate that pinch harmonic there. This is a cool riff, by the way. I mean, I just made it up, so I hope you guys like it. But I had a lot of fun just playing it. And this is a true riff. And the harmonic that I'm playing here, again, there are certain places throughout your fretboard where it's a little bit easier to play those pinch harmonics. The one I'm playing is on that D string, right? Again, I'm in standard tuning on that D string, 4th fret. And I'm bending that a little. I'm not only using the vibrato there, I'm also bending that up to what it would sound like if I were to play the 5th fret there, okay? So it's like this. course, I can't get the perfect pinch harmonic when I want to, but hey, you get the idea. I'm bending that and adding that vibrato. We're in the key of B minor. The little riff we're playing is just centered around those notes right here in that B minor area. So I'm just gonna let you watch my fingers. I'm gonna play this really slow. Again, I probably won't hit the pitch harmonic perfectly playing it slow, or who knows, we might pull it off like we just did in the last riff. Now what's cool is you kind of heard a secondary pinch harmonic, or a second pinch harmonic after the main one there. And that's, you know, after I do that little bend and vibrato for the pinch harmonic, I work my way back over to the A string, then I quickly go back to that D string, 2nd fret, and I'm using that technique to get a little pinch harmonic on that note, just that one little note real quick before I go back down. So listen to this very, very closely again, and you'll hear what I'm talking about. So that's something that you can implement as well, even if you're not doing like what I would consider like just a full-on, you know, pinch harmonic on a note. As you're playing a riff, you could just use that technique with your thumb and pick and just kind of hit that really quickly, that really quick and snappy pinch harmonic, and I don't know, just kind of gives that riff a little bit more flavor as opposed to just sounding like, you know, a regular note. So here it is at what we call normal speed, which I don't even know what that is because, again, I'm just making this up as we go. But, man, I think this riff might be a keeper. Here we go. I just had to add that little heaviness in there. Alright, so this is a pretty simple riff, and actually I should probably play that a little slower, which I will play it slower for you in a second here, but this kind of really reminds me of like something that Zakk Wylde might do, like a Black Label Society type thing here, which I like his playing. I love his style, by the way. But what I'm doing here is we're hitting 2 pinch harmonics in 2 areas, or 2 notes rather, that are really a lot easier to get those pinch harmonics on, which is the 5th fret on both the E and the A string. And I'm playing the 5th fret A string first, then going back to the 5th fret E string. Those 2 notes are really, I think that you'll find, especially if you're in standard tuning, are really easier to get those pinch harmonics on. So I want to go through this riff again, E minor here, standard tuning. Let's slow this down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And when I'm going back over, I'm kind of doing like a little hammer on, pull off type thing. Okay, just watch this part real close. Something like that, so hopefully you can kind of catch that. Again, guys, I'm not really concerned that you learn exactly what I'm playing. That's not the goal of this lesson. You may come up with something that sounds a lot cooler than what I'm doing. And when I say cooler, that's subjective, but it might sound better to you. And that's really what I want for you guys. I want you to take what I'm showing you, take the concepts, but then run with it. Like, you know, instead of saying, well, man, I can't figure out what he just played, make something up. That's what this is really all about. That's how you really become better, is by taking those concepts and then just like, okay, well, let me put my own flavor to this. Let me try this note instead of what Jason played just now and see how that works. So this is how you kind of open up that pathway to really writing your own riffs, and that's when you start really going to that next level of musicianship and being a better guitarist. So, all right, let me play this at normal speed, although that slower speed kind of sounded cooler, I think, than the faster version. So let me try to find like a happy medium here. Now, if I were to use any one of these three riffs in an actual song, I would more than likely hold back on some of those pinch harmonics. I would refrain from playing them all the time. Here's the thing, once we learn a new guitar method, something that we haven't quite mastered yet, but now we've got it down and it's like, okay, well, this is really cool. It's like getting a new bike at Christmas time, right? You just ride the crap out of that thing, which I remember when I had my GT Pro Performer way back in the day. Shocks, pegs, mags, everything, man. It was so cool. This is like right before I started playing guitar. But anyway, I remember getting that bike and I was just on it all the time. And that's great, and I'm like not really even going anywhere with this story. Back to guitar, my point is you can overuse things. You can't override a really cool GT Pro Performer, by the way. That bike was awesome. With guitar though, you can easily overuse certain things. And I see people do this with sweep arpeggios, that's a good example. People get really good at them and then all of a sudden that's all they're playing. So you don't want to get to the point where you get really awesome at pinch harmonics, but then all of a sudden every other note's a pinch harmonic, because then it loses its value. And a really good example of when to properly use pinch harmonics and just use it perfectly is that Killswitch Engage song, My Curse. I think he plays that pinch harmonic one time, only one time, maybe twice throughout the entire song. And you guys correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's just that one time. And man, when you hear it, it's like, oh, what was that? That sounded cool. But then you don't hear it again, right? Or at least for a long time. Again, I can't remember if he does it again. But there's a lot of songs like that they'll just throw something like that in there just one time and they'll pull it right back out and you don't hear it again. And it just adds so much life to that song. And it also kind of adds like, I don't know, it gives it like this mystique, if that makes sense. It's like, wow, okay. Like, you know they can do it, but they only just throw it in there here and there, and you don't hear it the entire time. If you heard it the entire time, I don't want to say you would get tired of it, but I don't think it would have as much value to the song as a whole if you heard that pinch harmonic all the time. And again, guys, I want to reiterate something here. When I have these little chats with you like this, which I hope you enjoy, by the way, where's my coffee? Here it is. When we have these little chats like this kind of stuff's really just my opinion, and my intent is not to tell you how you should play guitar. My intent is simply to encourage you to think about these little things as you're playing guitar and as you're writing riffs, because at the end of the day, I want you to be able to write something that you're super proud of, this authentic and original. Even if you're not writing riffs, let's say you're just playing cover songs, that's fine too. But I still want you to take these little things that I'm sharing with you and integrate that into your playing. So that's just my 2 cents, maybe 3 cents, on when to use pinch harmonics so that it's the most effective in your song or in your playing. Now, real quick before we head out, I want to make sure you have my free Metal Riffs and Licks practice guide. Actually, it's kind of turned into a practice, like a mini practice course. So make sure you grab your copy of that, and you'll get the video and tabs and all that good stuff. So there's a link in the description of this video, and I just updated this, and of course if you're already on my email list, I sent you the updated version of that, I think about a week or so ago from this video. So yeah, make sure you grab that. I also want to say thank you so much for supporting my channel, guys. At the time of this video, my channel's almost at 30,000 subscribers, and this is huge for me. I know there's a lot of other channels that are much bigger than mine, but guys, I've been around since 2010, and the channel took like 10 years of just extremely slow growth. And then I think it was from 2010 to 2020, I hit 10,000 subs. I'm like, okay, this finally happened. And then from there, from June 2020, the channel has really just been on this upward projection. So, you know, I try not to be a numbers guy, but hey, it does make me feel good when I see the subs going up. It's just a cool thing because I really love doing these videos for you. I love us being able to sit down and have these little chats and lessons here, and it's just cool. So I just want you to know I really do appreciate you guys. On that note, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm constantly putting out content for you guys. I try to do 2 or 3 videos a week. So guys, thank you once again for supporting me. Until the next video, well, you know what to do. Keep it metal.